Hello everyone. So in the last session we have seen the theory of the data sharing, and in this session we will see the demo. So let me use the database training and the schema as demo, which is already there, and I am in the account admin and my warehouse is the compute warehouse. So in order to show you some of the concept, what I am doing here is I am granting some of the access to the public role. So what I am doing, like I am granting the compute warehouse to public, I am granting this database to public, and I'm granting this schema to public. You will understand why I'm doing this. So now what I will do here in this session, I will create a table. I will create an external table and I will create a user defined function. So I will create these three objects and then I will show you how can you really share it with the different account, which will be a consumer account. And I will also show you later in the session that how can we share it with the reader account. So let's start with the integration process. So if you remember in our previous session, we have this Google Cloud Platform and we have this file promotions.csv at the location Snowflake data file 789 CSV files and data load. So in order to access this particular file, I will just create a integration object here. So this integration object is created and now I will just describe it. So everything looks good here. So since this file is actually a CSV file, what I will do here is I am creating a CSV file format. So if you remember here, I am calling this as a provider account. So this is my provider account, which is VUB 00775. So if you want to see more detail on it, you will be able to see it here. So you go to the accounts. So the locator is VUB 0075. This is the account. So that's how and this BGUERBP, that's the organization. So let's go back that we are in our provider account and we have created the storage integration object. We have described it. Let's see the file format. So file format is also created. We will just describe the file format. Everything looks good. Now, in order to get the data from the promotion.csv file from this file to our provider account, what I am doing, I am just creating an external stage. So external stage is created. Now I am showing the stages and everything looks good here. The stage is actually pointing to the right directory at the Google Cloud Platform. And then I will see the file exactly whether it is showing. So it is showing me the promotions.csv file. So in order to load this data from the Google Cloud Platform, what I am doing here is I am creating a table. So I'll create this table and then I will just say the data should be not there. And now I'll just copy the data from the Google Cloud Platform to my table. So now my table is actually getting loaded, and see, if you see here, there are around 2499 rows in the table promotion. So my table is ready in my provider account. This is my first database object which I will be sharing. Another database object which I will be creating in the provider account is the external table. So if you remember, when we learned about the external stage load, we can select the columns as $1, $2, $3, $4 and so on. So and we can select it. But there is a concept called external table. So in Snowflake, you can create an external table pointing to a particular location, and there are certain parameters like auto refresh and the file format you can give. So in this particular location, I have a promotions.csv file, but you have multiple files here. On all these files in this particular location, and Snowflake, you can create an external table which will refer to the data of all the files. So in this location, what is happening, I have only one file and I'm creating this external table. I am calling it promotions_ext and I'm saying auto_refresh as false, and the file format I am saying it as CSV. So let me create the external table here. So my external table is actually created. So remember this, when you create an external table, Snowflake gives you these two columns, metadata file name and metadata file row number. So this will tell what is the file name at this particular location and which particular row you are referring. So since we have only one file, so it will show you only the one file name. So this is what it is showing, promotions.csv, and all the rows it is showing till 2499. right? And the final column comes is the value, and this is a variant type. So the external tables are created by using this particular value and by generating the different columns if you really want to create it. And you can read about this at the Snowflake documentation, but this is here I am showing it for the purpose of sharing it to the accounts, like data sharing. So our external table promotion underscore ext is ready, and now what I will do, I will create a user defined function. So in order to create a user defined function, let's understand the data of the promotions table. So let's query this data. So if you see here, this is the sk p underscore promo underscore sk, and it has this key here. So what I will do, I will create a function so that I will create this promo sk, and that function or the user defined function will actually return me the channel details, p channel details. That's what I want. So what I will do, I am creating a user defined function, create or replace function, get underscore channel promo underscore sk number I am passing into it, and it will return me varchar, which will be the channel details here. So return varchar as $$ select p channel details from promotions, where p underscore promo underscore sk, which is the table column, should be equal to the parameter which is actually passed in the user defined function. So let me create this user defined function. So my user defined function is created, and we can just test this by passing the 23. So let's see here in the promotion table what is the value for 23, and that exact same value should come here. So if you see here for 23, the channel detail value is something as main privileges cannot seize, right? So this exact value we should see here. So let me test this. So we are getting the right value here, as main privileges cannot seize, however, double games. So we have our three objects created. We got created the table, we have the external table, and we have a user defined function. So what should be our next step in order to share this data? As explained in the theoretical section, what we will do, we will create or replace share, and the share name is training underscore share. So we are creating a database object here, which is a share, and its name I am calling it as training underscore share. So let me call it as training underscore share. So my database object training underscore share is created, and we can see it by the command as show shares. So you can just type it in as show underscore shares. So this is our training underscore share. So if you look it closely, the first part is the organization, the second part is the account, and the third thing is the actually object name, and account admin is the owner. And the next step is, what we will do here is we will give the grant on the database schema, the table, external table, and on the user defined function. So let me give this grant usage on the database training to the share. So this is giving the grant on the database training to the share. This particular command is giving the usage on the schema demo to the training share. So now the training share can use the database and the schema. And what else? Now this particular command grant select on table promotions to share training share. So I am giving the grant on a table, and now I am giving a grant on the external table. So let's go to the function now. So what I'm doing here is grant usage on function get channel, and here we have to give the exact parameter type, which is a number here, to the share training underscore share. So what it will do is here is it will give you the error. So what it is saying that you cannot share a function if it is a non-secure. So what you have to do here is you have to really make the function as secure. So it is saying like you have to alter the function by using this particular command as set secure. Show you what exactly the secure command does. So it is showing that you cannot actually share a function which is a non-secure. So what I will do here is I will go to a public. So before going to the public, what I'll do, I will grant this particular function to the public to really understand it. So now I am going to the public here and using the database as training and demo. And once this is set up, what I will do here is I will see the function. I will describe the function. So if you see the function here, you can easily see the body here. So it shows you what exactly is the body, what function is the signature, what it returns, and what is the language. So it is returning select p channel details from promotions, where p promo sk is the promo sk. So now let's go back to the account admin, and what we will do here is we will use the compute warehouse, and what we will do, we will mark the function as set secure. So now the function is this secure, and now we go back again to the public and understand what this secure thing has actually done it. So let's go back here and then go back to the public and describe the get channel. So if you see here, once the function is actually secure, you're not actually able to see the body, and now you can share it with the various accounts. So this way it is so easy that your function, your user defined function, is getting shared securely. And now what I am doing is I am giving a grant to the training underscore share on this particular UDF. So now our grants are done, and if you see here, all the grants which is given to the training underscore share should be visible here. So this particular training underscore share has access to the database, it has access to the schema, it has access to the external table, it has access to the function, and it has access to the table promotion. So once all these access are given, now the final step is basically to give this training share to our consumer account. So I have already created a consumer account here. So our consumer account is ERB65857. So let me show you here. If you go here and go to the accounts, this is our ERB65857. This is the locator, and this is our account, and this is our organization in our consumer account. So basically what we are doing here in the shares, we have to add this particular locator ERB65857. So what I am doing here is now I am adding this particular account in our share. So this is added, and now what we have to do here is like we have to go to our consumer account. So this is our consumer account. I am calling this as consumer worksheet, and now we can come here and see what are the shares available. So if you see here, the share is actually available as bguerbp.ayb85365.training share, which we have just shared it from our provider account. So what will be the next step here in the consumer account? The consumer, what it will do, it will create a database as a training using this particular share. So create database training. So database training successfully created. And what I will do, since database training is successfully created, I am just going to use it. And now what I'll do, I use the schema. So the schema will come directly to it because we have granted the schema also to the training share, so we can directly use it. So now I am in the account admin role, and I'm using compute warehouse, and my database is training.demo, which is actually created using the training underscore share. So now we are in the consumer account, and let's see if we can really access those tables. So I'm just saying promotions, and we can access the table directly here. And let's see our external table if we can access it. This is our external table, and let's see if we can access our user defined function. So user defined function, if you will describe it here, so it is not showing you the body. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching. I will see you soon.